Now at 6 and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com, 4 years after Amanda Johnson was killed, her murder trial is finally set to begin. A hearing in the murder of Edna cheerleader Lizbeth Medina is scheduled to begin tomorrow. Plus, vaccination deadlines approach, what families should know as students head back to campus.
We had a shower around here about an hour ago, but that is all gone. We're looking for hot and steamy weather, but an increase in rain chances as we get to the weekend. We'll have that coming up in a moment.
And the Cowan Sandcrabs prepare for new changes going into the 2025 season. We'll highlight them coming up later in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now at 6. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Don Brubaker. Shauna Curry is on assignment. Fernando Acosta Jr. is accused of killing a single mother of two in April of 2021. He was in court this morning in Matagorda County, and his murder trial is expected to start Monday, September 8th. 25 News Now reporter Ray Mosley was in the courtroom today and filed this report.
The legal process moves very slowly, and this case has seen multiple delays. Now, 4 years later since Amanda Johnson was killed, this murder trial will go forth in 26 days. Amanda Johnson's remains were found in a burned SUV in Matagorda County. Two hunters came across her 2018 white Ford Explorer. During the initial missing persons report on Amanda Johnson, Fernando Acosta Jr. was named because he was in a secret relationship with Amanda for about 3 years. Investigators say they found tracks at the scene that match a green 1993 Ford 350 XLT dually truck registered to Acosta. An arrest warrant says surveillance video shows that truck leaving Acosta's house in the 700 block of East Crestwood at 12:11 a.m. on April 17, 2021. And returning at 5:08 a.m. Amanda had a gunshot wound to the head. This murder trial is set for Monday, September 8th at 9 a.m. Acosta is facing 2 other indictments related to the case. Amanda Johnson was a single mother of 2. She previously worked at a health club and was an elementary school teacher at Victoria ISD. She was just 38 years old. Reported in Matagorda County, Ray Mosley, KAVU TV, 25 News Now.
A jury trial in the murder case of Lizbeth Medina is scheduled to start October 27th. Both the prosecution and defense will complete a hearing starting tomorrow. Rafael Romero is indicted on charges of capital murder, but the district attorney's office is not seeking the death penalty. Romero is accused in the death of Lizbeth Medina. She was just 16 years old when she was killed on December 5th, 2023. Romero was serving probation for a felony burglary charge and staying in Schulenburg with an expired work visa. The court may schedule one more pre-trial hearing before October 27th. The Victoria City Council is hearing an update on the city's water system tonight. Mayor Dwayne Crocker is scheduled to present the latest findings from the Water System Review Subcommittee. At last week's City Council meeting, Mayor Crocker said the group's work already led to significant changes in operations, including a more frequent water testing schedule. Once the subcommittee's work is complete, they plan to have a number of recommendations for the city. The public will have access to the subcommittee's comprehensive report following the investigation. The meeting began just about 2 minutes ago at City Hall, 107 West Juan Lynn Street. A Victoria man faces a charge of aggravated sexual assault of a child. Tuesday morning about 8:30, Victoria police arrested 37-year-old Andrew Salas at a business in the 1400 block of Elizabeth Street. There was an outstanding warrant issued for his arrest out of the 377th Judicial District Court of Victoria County. The arrest warrant shows Salas is accused of sexually assaulting a girl under the age of 14. Salas is in the Victoria County Jail in lieu of $50,000 bond. Victoria ISD got huge gains in the Texas Education Agency's 2025 A through F accountability ratings. The district had no F-rated schools this year. 3 campuses earned an A rating: Mission Valley and Vickers Elementary Schools and Early Childhood Center at FW Gross. 7 campuses earned a B rating. Shalimar and De Leon Elementary Schools both scored 89 points, just 1 point shy of an A. 2 campuses, Roland Elementary and Smith STEM Academy, improved 3-letter grades from an F to a B in just 1 year. With the new school year coming with new rules. 25 News Now Sunrise anchor Carolina Astrain spoke with the Victoria ISD superintendent about some changes for parents and students.
There's a new attendance initiative in the VISD. It's a contract signed by parents agreeing to ensure their child is in the classroom on time consistently each day.
What we know is the research shows over and over that when students are in school, they perform at higher levels.
Superintendent Sheila Collazo says the attendance contract includes 4 components.
It's what the student will do, what the parents and family will do, what the campus will do, and what I also commit to do to support student attendance so that every single student shows up every day.
District leaders also want students to power down cell phones during the school day. A new statewide law banning phones in schools spurred the VISD to revamp its existing policy. Students aren't the only ones expected to remain unplugged from cell phones.
Quite honestly, the policy applies to students, but what we're communicating is we expect staff to model the same behaviors that we expect of our students.
The ultimate goal is classroom engagement and student success. Carolina Estrain, KVU TV, 25 News Now.
It was a big first day at the brand new Mission Valley Elementary. Classes officially started at 8 a.m., but the festivities began as students arrived. Out front, a woman with 2 ponies greeted children as they walked in. Staff members lined the entrance, playing pop music from a big speaker, while a Victoria County Sheriff's deputy and the school security guard stood by to welcome everyone. With schools back in session, parents are being reminded to keep those vaccines up to date. Here's 25 News Now reporter Trent Whiting with what vaccinations rates look like for schools in the Crossroads.
The school year is starting, and medical providers are urging parents to keep their students up to date with required vaccines. The recent measles outbreak in West Texas is an example of what can go wrong when there's a high unvaccinated population.
Unfortunately, there was a large pocket of unvaccinated individuals. That really allowed measles to take off in that community and spread very, very easily. Measles is a very contagious virus. Luckily, though, for us, to our knowledge, that we don't have a large population of unvaccinated individuals.
There are 7 vaccine groups schools look for in their kindergarten and 7th grade students: a shot for tetanus, whooping cough, and diphtheria, shots for hepatitis A and B, measles, polio, chickenpox, and meningococcal disease. Students may not be allowed to sign for classes without them.
So it's really 2 pieces. You're protecting yourself, your children, and then the community around them as well.
There are rare exemptions for vaccines, but medical providers are still suggesting that students receive all required vaccinations.
In general, for the most part, vaccines have been proven safe and very effective, over decades of use.
The Crossroads had a high vaccination rate at the start of last school year. For a comprehensive report, find it in the Back to School section on our website, crossroadstoday.com. Trenton Whiting, KAVU TV, 25 News Now.
The first day back to school for students in Cuero ISD also included several new policies now in effect. Cuero ISD updated its vaping policy to match recent state laws, giving schools more flexibility in how they handle vaping cases. Officials say vaping carries serious health risks, and they want to do everything they can to protect students. Under the new rules, if a student is caught with a vape device on campus, it will be taken right away. School leaders say they'll continue enforcing the policy to keep all students safe. Refugio County Commissioners voted unanimously to impose a 30-day countywide burn ban effective immediately. Drought conditions are pushing fire danger higher in that county. Calhoun County is now under a burn ban. That means no outdoor burning of any kind, and you'll want to skip activities that could throw sparks or start a flame. If you see smoke or fire, call 911 right away. The Olivia Hotarius Park brush pile is also closed until further notice due to the burn ban. The burn bans, Mac, tell me that we need some rain right now in the Crossroads. And we got some this afternoon, at least here.
Well, we had a little shower that lasted here on Navarro Street, I don't know, 10 minutes? That was about it. If you looked outside right now, all gone. So yes, the little pop-up showers may help. And now, in addition to that, we have an easterly wave developing right here off the Yucatan that could be coming up the Texas coast. I think it will come up the Texas coast, increasing our little rain chance. So we'll talk about that coming up in a moment.
Thank you, Mac. And here's a VISD campus that's making sure students kick off the school year with energy and excitement. This morning, STEM Middle School held a back-to-school pep rally to welcome students and get them pumped up for the new year. The gym was filled with school spirit as teachers, staff, and students came together to cheer the school year on. Faculty members also took the time to help students find their classrooms, organize their schedules, and make sure they knew exactly where to go.
And way to kick off the school year is to have something like this. Get all the kids in there, pep them up a little bit before we go to class. Let them know we're here for them, and tell them a few simple things that if they follow, they'll do great this year. We want them to be successful.
All Victoria ISD schools are now officially back in session. The school year is officially underway, and we want to hear from you. How did the first day go for your household? Vote now and let us know if it was a great okay or if you had a rough start. Right now, just a little bit, I guess it's busy. It's not full over on the right, chaotic, so that's a good thing. All right, come to crossroadstoday.com/vote and let us know. Thanks for voting. We'll share the latest results at 10. Here are some of the top headlines in the Port Lavaca wave. The Calhoun County Commissioners Court stated its opposition toward a newly passed Texas Senate bill, and Calhoun County will receive its first National Historical Marker. To read these stories and more, go to portlavacawave.com. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. Then you can see Crossroads Today on YouTube. And stay with us. Coming up on 25 News now at 6. The Sand Crabs welcome students with spirit, what seniors, freshmen, and families brought to their first day back to school. Also ahead, US 77 hearings scheduled in Refugio County, where the two public meetings will take place this month. Parents and teachers are sharing excitement and advice as Calhoun High School kicks off a brand new school year. 25 News Now reporter Ray Mosley spoke with some of those excited parents and students.
Summer is coming to an end, and the halls of Calhoun High School are starting to fill up with excitement, the sound of laughter, and maybe a little nervousness. The Sand Crabs are especially excited to welcome some fresh faces as they start a new chapter in high school. For incoming senior Taylor Valaire, this year is about making memories, from prom to sitting in class.
Don't be scared of anyone. Go make friends, go try new things, because you never know what you might like.
Taylor's advice to incoming freshmen is to study. Newly freshman Brantley Yannick says he's excited for theater and band and wants to hang out with friends, but remembers one piece of advice he received.
Don't procrastinate on your work.
Parents are feeling the excitement too. Angela Hosey is overjoyed that her two daughters are joining high school together. Her main advice to both of her daughters are not to be followers and don't succumb to peer pressure.
I like to tell my kids to don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how you learn from them. And just, be you.
Angela, like so many other parents, hopes students put in the effort now so they can enjoy all the fun that comes with the hard work later on. Ray Mosley, KAVU TV, 25 News Now.
As students across the Crossroads head back to class, we're celebrating the start of a new school year, and we want to see your first day photos. Just come to our website, crossroadstoday.com, and click the Back to School banner to send in your pictures. Entries are open until 6 p.m. Friday, August 22nd. The Texas Department of Transportation will host 2 public hearings later this month in Refugio County on a plan for major changes to U.S. Highway 77. The changes would upgrade the highway to interstate standards near Woodsboro, along with building a new U.S. 77 roadway east of Refugio. The first hearing is set for Wednesday, August 20th at the Refugio County Expo Center. That's next Wednesday. A second hearing will be on Thursday, August 21st at the Woodsboro School Cafeteria. Here's some of the top headlines in the Cuero Record. The daughters of Master Sergeant Roy Benavides traveled from Houston to celebrate what would have been their father's 90th birthday. And a volleyball legend coaches the Yorktown High School volleyball team. To read these stories and more, visit DeWittCountyToday.com.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's 95 degrees. We had a shower that lasted maybe 10, 20 minutes here on Navarro, but that's pretty much gone. We're still on the warm side of everything, and we did make it to 99, but I do believe we hit the 100-degree mark. We'll have to check that as well, so that'll be the second day. Now, the heat is just going to be with us for the next 2-3 weeks. The rain may be increasing as we get some tropical activity rolling in. We'll talk about that after this. Well, hello everybody. We have another warm afternoon. I'm certain that we hit another 100 degrees today. We're right at about the 3 o'clock hour. But with a cloud or two, our lives would be very different. You know, a little rain, a little shower activity. It's not going to get cooler. We're going to stay right here through the next 3 weeks at least, because these are the dog days of summer, and the last 2 weeks of August just the worst time to be out there doing anything. But we take a look at the big picture because several things are coming together. First of all, we have this easterly wave, which is stuck, okay? It was over Louisiana yesterday. It's still there, but it's spinning around, and you can see how it's triggering off some shower activity. The next one we're looking at is right here. This is going to be an easterly wave that could enhance our rain chances as we get closer to the weekend. First of all, let's take a look at what happened this afternoon. There's that one little shower that popped up right there, and it just didn't last very long. All of that, of course, driven by heating. The hottest part of the day is when the clouds start lifting and when they start building, and then they cool down as it collapses. So we did have heavier shower activity north of us. You can see right there, there's Brenham, there's Austin, there's Gonzales, Hallettsville, all of it, most of it up above the I-10 corridor. But even late this hour, we still have some stormy weather out there in the hill country. This is all part of not a squall line, but another complex that rolled out of the North Texas and gave us some heavier rains right here, Austin over to College Station. Now south of it, we didn't get much of anything, but looks like our friends up at Lake Texana got a nice little downpour. Here in Victoria, we got, I don't know, 10 drops, maybe 12, but 10 for sure. Anyway, the heat index continues above 105, and that's the point where we just have to tell everybody to take it easy. Whatever you're doing to stay cool this summer, well, keep doing it, because there's not going to be a lot of relief for temperatures through the next 2 weeks. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there is an easterly wave developing over the Yucatan. You can see how the storms are kind of blooming down there. This will be drifting into the southern Gulf here. And then, I'm not saying it'll turn into a storm, but it will drift all that moisture and it'll go up the coast, because, you know, right here along the coast of Mexico, some big mountains. So the moisture goes here, the surface stuff just then takes it northbound. That's going to increase our rain chance as we get closer to the weekend, and I'm only talking 2 days from now. So a couple of things sort of headed in our direction. Meanwhile, Erin, as you can see, is still out in the Atlantic. It is still getting going. By tomorrow, it should start getting up to a Category 1, and then at this point in time, it's still expected to peak out at a Category 3. At this point in time, mortal, and then likely than not, it will become a fish storm. It'll turn to the north and then hopefully head out to sea without hitting the U.S. coastline. Anything can happen, but that's the likely scenario with the regards to that storm. And of course, as we said, it's the prime time of the season, so another easterly wave coming off the coast of Africa will likely organize right about here. So we have to just keep watching out in that direction. All right, so not a lot of improvement on your temperature, sorry to say. We're going to stay on this hot and steamy side, and tomorrow in Port Lavaca, looking for a high of about 95. Not a lot of wind either, and so it's whatever you're doing, just keep doing it. Try and stay cool. 98 forecast high in Cuero. Well, with that tropical stuff that I was talking about, I do expect an increase in the shower activity on Friday and Saturday. Keep our fingers crossed. It's one way to cool down, is to get a little shower. The only problem is when you leave, your car windows open in your car. That's a tough one. That's what happened to me today. That's your 7-day forecast, reminding everybody we do have a QR code. I'd love for you to scan that, and that you can put Crossroads a Day on your cell phone. Don, back to you.
Mac, thank you. Before we go to sports, we're getting some breaking news right now. The Victoria City Council, as we speak, is hearing an update on the city's water system tonight, a special report by a subcommittee. And the subcommittee is saying tonight that the boil water notice that was last month in Victoria was caused by human error, not an infrastructure issue. We'll have more on this on our website, crossroadstoday.com. And Sports Director Max Williams has more on the newest team in Victoria.
That's right, Don. Texas A&M Victoria men's soccer team, they got some big news there for their preseason rankings. I'll tell you more about this accomplishment coming up in sports. All right, Cross, as we head down south to cover the Calhoun Sand Crabs. The Sand Crabs there last year started 0-4 start season until they flipped the switch there for the second half of the year where they reached the regional semifinals before they would lose to the Lavernia Bears. It was a tight contest, lost there 24-21, and I was at that game, and man, it was always sad tears and everything else with that competition there for Calhoun. But that would then soon to be, we didn't know at the time though, would be last game there for Coach Richard Whitaker there as he retired after 20 years there at the program there with the Sand Crabs. And now they got a new man in charge now with Cal Allen Stephen Hernser. And Hernser, he's going to bring in more of that wing T offensive style there to Sand Crab Nation. Also, Calhoun's getting a new defensive coordinator after they lost Alan Salinas there from Victoria East. And now the new guy in charge is going to be Greg Gonzalez there, which he was there about a couple months ago. So we got a word there from Gonzalez and star wide receiver Isaiah Cabreras about what this kind of main thing will be for the defense and also on the offensive sides.
To the kids, you can't be physical unless you're strong. So I know Coach Whitaker being here, weight room was a big deal, and we're going to continue that. Football is a physical sport, and you can't be physical unless you're strong. So that mindset, bringing that mindset to a defense is important defensively.
Different, but I mean, it's something we got to get used to and face adversity. You know, we got to work hard to remember all these plays and stuff like that. I mean, I feel good about the plays though. Chance to show my opportunity, like to play ball. I mean, I feel great. I mean, it's better to have the opportunity.
Now, Gonzalez also told me he plans to keep a similar scheme that they had from last year on for the Sand Crabs, and they're going to be back in action there August 29th at Yoakum. Now, UHV. Actually, Texas A&M Victoria, they're part of it, getting ready to be Texas A&M Victoria there. Like last week, they announced their men's new soccer coach, and Vince Martinez. Well, they now know that going in, they got their preseason rankings because they are now, according to the preseason rankings out there from the NAI, they're going to finish 9th out there from the Red River Athletic men's soccer preseason poll. It's a major spot for the Jags. They return back top seniors there in their team, Yair Pena, who had 4 goals to lead the team there last year. In the defense, they bring back some top defenders as well for the team. A lot of senior leadership on the defensive side as well for Texas A&M Victoria. And they open up, like I mentioned before, in action August 30th at home versus Oklahoma City University. Now, yesterday we talked about a couple different volleyball games that were happening here across the Crossroads. There were a couple other scores that I forgot to mention there from last night, and there was one game with the Ganado Maidens who defeated Bloomington Bobcats there in 4 sets. They won 25-21, lost the second set there 25-16, but then would get back winning the third set 26-24, and then the fourth set 25-20 Ganado. And now folks, their attention to the Yorktown varsity tournament will start there Friday, while Bloomington, they're going to travel out to Van Fleck there for Thursday and Saturday. Then they'll have like a single competition there with Palacios there on Friday night. How about Tidehaven? They faced the Warden Tigers there last night. They won in straight 3 sets for Tidehaven. They, just like Bloomington, will be out there in the Van Fleck tournament starting there tomorrow and Saturday as well. Then finally, Jerry Jones, 3-time Super Bowl rings that he has, but also just got through a major health victory. The owner and general manager of the Dallas Cowboys is being staged for melanoma cancer, and Jones made this revelation in an upcoming Netflix documentary on his team. And the 82-year-old said he was diagnosed with the disease in 2010 and underwent treatment throughout the decade, including a pair of, again, lung surgeries that he had. According to the Dallas Morning News, Jones said he is tumor-free and, again, brought back America's team in 1989, more than 300 games there since then. And that's a big-time win there, Don, obviously, having Jerry Jones back and healthy and everything else, and hopefully can help out the Cowboys lead some wins there for this season.
That's the biggest win right there for him. Thank you, Max. We're back in a moment. A Texas native joins a star-studded group getting a major honor from President Trump. Country music icon George Strait was among 5 honorees announced by President Trump as Kennedy Center honorees. Strait joins actors Michael Crawford and Sylvester Stallone, singer Gloria Gaynor, and the rock band Kiss. The 73-year-old Strait was born in Poteet and raised in Pearsall. He has sold over 120 million records worldwide. Strait holds the record for most certified albums by any artist, with 33 different albums that are certified platinum or gold. And now let's go to our George Strait of weather, Mr. Mack.
Thank you, long, tall stranger with a big cowboy hat here. Well, folks, 20% for tomorrow, but a 40% chance as some tropical moisture rolls in. Hopefully we'll get a little cloud cover and some shower activity for Friday and Saturday.
Now, no one else got rain but us here at the station, or were very few places?
Just your car and my car, that was it.
Really? Wow. How did it know it?
My windows were down. We'll see how that works out.
It could work out to another news story another day. All right, Mac, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you tonight for 25 News Now 10.